Hello, my name is Nicholas Ludich. I'm a health and safety specialist at Greens Creek Mine in Southeast Alaska. I've been involved in emergency response for 15 years. Been a member of the Greens Creek Mine Rescue Team for the same amount of time. I have a vested interest in preventative measures aimed at reducing the need to respond to emergencies. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to speak with you today. I intend to highlight the methods and benefits for fire prevention, and I hope to demonstrate to you why and how preventative efforts can have a significant impact on life safety. The three primary methods of prevention that we use is education, enforcement, and engineering. We aim to educate the different stakeholders in the community about fire safety. This often occurs through school programs, community workshops, and during routine business inspections. We have found that when people are armed with awareness of the risks, compliance with safety standards and safe practices occurs easily. Inspections can be a valuable education for an organization to understand better its liability and the specific requirements that it needs to meet for compliance. Through engineering and plan review, buildings and systems can be designed from the ground up to resist the urge to burn. This may involve the materials the structure is made from, or the design of any of the fire suppression systems that may have been added. These three main focus areas of fire prevention have the greatest impact on the safety of both the community and the responding firefighters when compared to other fire prevention efforts. Code enforcement takes several shapes throughout the life of a structure. During the design and plan review process, approval is based on the current building code. As the building is constructed, the inspection processes begin with the intention of verifying that the method of construction adheres to the approved plans and that the building codes are being followed. Throughout the building's occupancy, inspections will continue at predetermined intervals. These continued inspections focus on how the inhabitants interact with the structure, how combustibles are stored, how the escape routes are configured, among other things. Additionally, an evaluation will be made of the potential impacts of the new structures in the vicinity, as well as the effects of any changes in code since the original construction. The state and local fire departments and other fire services in Alaska, particularly in Juneau, utilize the sound judgment and guidance from well-established organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association and the Underwriters Laboratories to determine the building components and materials permitted for the construction of the various types of buildings in town. The local fire department works closely with the local engineering firms and building inspectors. And testing is conducted to identify a wide assortment of fire-related conditions. Firefighters want to know how resistant the building material is to fire, how flames react and spread across the surfaces of these components, and how much smoke is produced when the material does burn. The function of any fire suppression systems are regularly tested, and documentation is often required from a third-party expert to confirm the favorable outcome of these tests. The results are then used to determine the appropriateness of occupancy and size of any particular building. The limitations placed on size and occupancy of a building are well inside the capacity of protection that the building has. In Juneau, it's easy to see that the building constructions that pose the most significant potential for fire risks are the turn-of-the-century living quarters, common in the city's downtown area. As the town was being constructed, as the town was being developed, Juneau, the space was limited and buildings were closely packed. Many of the original constructions still stand, and while several have been renovated with new materials and techniques, many others likely fall short of current building standards. Some of these buildings are very well likely even deemed unlivable. A plan review for the remodel of these old living quarters could benefit the Juneau community by providing structural control to prevent the spread of fire to nearby neighbors and businesses. The prompt rehabilitation or demolition of the dilapidated structures that compromise safety is crucial to the Juneau community. In summary, fire prevention requires coordinated efforts across the community. Armed with knowledge, sound judgment, and a desire to reduce risk in the community, stakeholders can effectively spread awareness that will lead to better prevention measures and reduce the need and resulting exposure of emergency response personnel. Thank you for your time.